Welcome to podcast number 4, the appeals process. Today is January 29th, Wednesday morning, and I'm coming to you from Florida, where it has been cold. I know it's been very cold in the Northeast and in the central part of the country where we have clients out in Colorado and Texas. So it seems like the whole United States is cold, and it's been cold down here. So with that said, let's get started. Now, one of the things over the last 35 years that we've been in the college planning process, I've given a lot of different workshop events where people attend. Most people I have found don't even realize that once you get your financial aid award offer, after you've applied, that you can actually appeal to get more money from the colleges. This is an extremely important step. Colleges, when they send out their award offers, might be some need-based aid, might be some merit-based aid on that college award offer. However, that doesn't mean it's still fair based on either need or merit. Your student might be a genius and should get more based on their scholarship level. A family might have a dire need financially to get financial aid where the college came up short. This is really important to be able to know that once you get all of your financial aid award offers, that typically happens from December all the way until April, then you can actually appeal with the colleges that you really want to go to. Let's say you apply for 10 schools, 3 reach schools, 4 target schools, 3 safety schools. And then you want to go to a particular school. Let's say that school, and I'm just making it up, is Drexel University out in Philadelphia. So your son or daughter, their dream school, the best fit they feel for them would be Drexel. Now, Drexel might come back and say, well, we're going to give you a $15,000 scholarship based on merit, and you qualify for $10,000 of grant money based on need. And you know what? We're willing to throw in the Stafford loans and give your son or daughter workshop, right? So the school costs about $77,000. They might give you a total package of about $35,000, which means you've got to come up with $42,000 on your own. And that's a lot of money for some families. So the bottom line is, what is the net you're paying once you get that financial aid award offer? And we do this for all our clients, and anybody out there who doesn't work with us, please remember, you want to appeal these award offers because a college, what their number one criteria is to get the student that matches what they're looking for or their criteria. Their number one objective is to get the student that matches their criteria into their school while offering as little need or merit-based aid as they can possibly get away with offering you. So once we know how the game is played, we can choose a strategy to attack. And we use this appeals process for every family that we work with. And I would tell families, for you that don't work with us, go out there, write a quality professional appeal letter. So we're going to talk about that next. So let's say Sally wants to go to Drexel, but she also applied to RPI and WPI. Now, let's just say that we don't believe the college gave them a fair amount based on need because their EFC, the student aid index, we got that lower. So they should have gotten more. We'll be able to identify that and use that as a strategy to try to get more need-based because they didn't give you enough need or grant-based aid. Now, with that said, your daughter might be extremely smart. You know, a 1490 on the SATs, 33 on the ACT, top 10 percentile of her class, unbelievable resume, community service, everything you can ask for in a student to position that student to be able to get merit-based aid as well. But maybe the school just didn't want to give her as much merit because they try to hold on to their money. Don't let them fool you. And what happens is they keep it for themselves or give it to somebody else who asked for it. So this gives us a chance to identify the award, analyze it. And what we typically do is we strategize to go back to the college. Now, we never recommend that anybody ever calls up the college and starts yelling at them, or don't start crying. Don't make this an emotional transaction because that typically doesn't work. And then after a while, they might even say, gee, why did we even ask these people to come? So we don't want them to feel ill will towards us. we always believe in the best results we've seen over the last 33, 34 years. Best results come in writing a professionally written one-page appeal letter to get everything done for you. And that appeal letter should always start off, thank you for giving our daughter consideration into Drexel University, which is her number one school. So we always want to be a patron. We always want to really support them and making them believe that they are the end all school, the dream school, and that they are the greatest at what they do. So a little buttering up never hurts in a written sense. And what we're basically trying to do with this letter is, okay, now once we get through that and tell them how great they are, what we're trying to do is say to them, based on our daughter's extreme, great grades, unbelievable resume, we know what type of scholarships you offer. We believe that she should have qualified for the $25,000 rather than the $15,000 scholarship that you offer because she meets the criteria. So we know all of this stuff. And so we want to be able to appeal to them for more money on merit-based aid. Additionally, this family might have an EFC of 42 and they might be coming an EFC of 35,000 and they might be giving you a total package of 45,000. And we're going to be able to say, secondly, we want to appeal for need because our student aid index, formerly the EFC, our expected family contribution is 35,000 and you expect us to pay 45,000. So as a result, we'd like to appeal for $10,000 more of need based on what we can actually afford and based on what our numbers indicate. So we want to be able to appeal for both merit and need-based aid in some cases. Now, there are examples where a family, they make way too much money, so they're not going to get need, but we always want to appeal for merit in that case. And we'll write those letters to 3 different colleges for the family. But this really does work because you're taking your emotion out of it. You're not teaming up on them. You're giving them a chance to look at this. And how we come home and bring it all home for you is really important. So the third thing, not just trying to appeal for merit and or need-based aid, but the third thing we always recommend is, and this is why it's really important, we always want our families to apply to rival schools. And I mentioned this in an earlier podcast. When it comes to the appeal letters that we're writing out to these colleges, it's nice if you're looking for a business degree to be able to play schools off each other. For example, Bentley, Babson, Bryant, UConn Business. It's great to be able to send these schools appeal letters and indicate to them, oh, we would be remiss not to send our daughter to WPI when in fact they gave her $25,000 of merit-based aid when you, Drexel, even though it's her number one school, only gave her $15,000 of merit-based aid. You see, what we're trying to do is play off of schools and use other schools as leverage in the appeal planning process. So our last line of defense is to take a school like WPI that Sally wants to go to, and when we see that the merit was 15 and the need was 10, we want to be able to use an award offer from a school perhaps Sally doesn't even want to go to, but we're going to use it with a like-kind school with a like-kind degree to be able to say, Worcester Polytech up in Massachusetts has offered our daughter $25,000 and you only offered 15. And the need base is the same, but we would like to appeal for more merit. After all, Drexel is our number one school. So how we typically word this, just to get an idea, I always say we're very honored about the opportunity to get into Drexel and the acceptance letter in general. However, we would be remiss not to send our daughter to Worcester Polytech, who's given her more merit-based aid by $10,000, and the total cost would be a lot less expensive. And then you basically leave it at that. Now, they won't take back their offer, so never worry about that. This becomes one of those cat and mouse type struggles where we're going to be cool like a poker match, and they're going to be cool because they always are. And we're going to give them an opportunity to answer. So we do end up those letters stating basically, we would be remiss not to send our daughter to Worcester Polytech, WPI, who in fact gave her $25,000 of merit-based aid when you only gave 15. However, her number one school is Drexel, and we would love to be able to send our daughter to Drexel, but would like to ask to meet us at the 25,000. So we pretty much word things, not to challenge them, but to ask in a polite and professional manner. And then typically they'll get that letter. We always include the competitor's award offer in that appeal letter that we send. We always do a specific one individualized for each family because everybody's different. Everybody's needs different. But we get the letters out. We send 3 out per family to 3 different schools at different times. We'll get the letter to you. You're going to sign it as though you're the parent asking for the money. And we're going to mail that off. You're going to mail that off to Drexel in this case, and wait until you get a response. That response typically comes within 2 weeks. So they may come back and say, based on the information and based on our reevaluation or our analysis of this updated situation, we are going to award Sally the Anthony B. Jones Merit-Based Aid Award to bring her up to 25,000. So I see this happen day in and day out where people just by appealing can get 5,000 or 10,000. I've had families, one family in particular where the student went to Duke just by doing an appeal. We're able to get $35,000 per year just by writing an appeal letter, which is my record, by the way. So 35 times 4 years, you betcha. It only takes a little while to write an appeal letter to get $140,000 in this particular family's case. So you always want to be a part of the appeal process. And you know what? That dream school might say, here's an extra $2,500. Multiply that times 4. It's a lot of money. For you families that have seniors, right now is a good time for you to be getting your award offers together. Do not forget, it's appeal season coming up in February, March, and April. Do meet with your mentor coach so that we can strategize to be able to write appeal letters on your behalf to hopefully get you better financial aid packages. With that, I just want to say thanks for giving us the opportunity to service our clients. And for you people on our YouTube channel watching this, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Advanced College Planning, we're at 1086 Elm Street, Rocky Hill, Connecticut. It's advancedcollegeplanning.net is our website, so you can get these podcasts from the website. We're building a library to be able to help you in all things college planning. So our clients, we're going to get engaged and involved, especially the senior families, to be able to get these appeal letters out on a timely basis so we can be first in line. So do call our company. Our number is 860-721-6110. And it was great seeing you this Wednesday for podcast number 4. I hope you make it a great rest of the week. Bye now. Have a great day.